this is Apple Bloom. Please keep watching the Brony Clubhouse network so that one day I can get my cutie mark.
Hey there, everyone. We here at BSAN hope you had a fun and safe holiday season. My name is Spencer.
And I'm Sessa, and you're watching the Brony Clubhouse network.
Now, on today's episode, we're going to be doing our episode review of Apple Family Reunion, and we're going to be having our first roundtable discussion.
Now, what's that?
Our roundtable discussion, we will be covering a bunch of different topics. Some may be controversial, but we're going to cover them anyway.
But before all that, here's a special winter edition of My Little Pony History with Cayci.
Hi, I'm Cayci, and welcome to the Pony Room. The first and second generations of My Little Pony very clearly included ponies that were related to Christmas. Although in G2, tradition was started with ponies that were more seasonally related, such as Snowball, who also came in a set with a pony named Autumn. By the time G3 rolled around, however, Hasbro had fully jumped on the politically correct bandwagon, and ponies were now referred to as winter ponies, with significantly less references to the holidays in that time of year. The first set included Snowflake. They really came with just a bunch of winter accessories. Candy Cane. Note, the Santa hat is the only homage to Christmas. And Mittens, where there's no mittens. Actually, her boots, they kind of look like Ugg boots, to be honest. Winter Series 2 included, hey look, we remembered the mittens this time, but we forgot last time. Oh, okay. So this pony's name is Snowell. Then we have Mistletoe, where there's no mistletoe. Her cutie mark are actually Christmas ornaments, and she comes with a Christmas light necklace. Kind of a cute little accessory. Return of the Santa hat. And hey look, we did it right! It's Marshmallow Cocoa with a cute hat, and a cup of cocoa as her cutie mark. Who knew? Winter Series 3 in 2005 included Minty, who was a pre-existing G3 who sort of became the ambassador for Christmas for the My Little Pony brand, but we won't be going into that today. Continuing in the tradition of cutie marks that make absolutely no sense, we have Snowglow with a wrapped gift, and Toboggan with snowflakes. Now, you would think that Snowglow would have the snowflakes and Toboggan would have, I don't know, a toboggan, but what do I know? 2005 also included Christmas-themed babies, where the cutie marks do make sense. We have Winter Ice with a little snowman, and Northern Lights with a cute rainbow Aurora Borealis cutie mark. Oh, they were doing so well. They then dropped the ball and had two winter-themed babies that year that they forgot to name entirely. We've looked. There's no name anywhere. Winter Series 4 included Winter Wish, who was dressed up as one of Santa's reindeer and had Santa slay us her cutie mark. Note, she is Winter Wish and not Christmas Wish. And also Velvet Bow with her very, very posh hat and scarf and an oddly familiar cutie mark. By the time we get to 2007, Hasbro had just sort of started phoning it in at that point, because we have the return of Snowell, a previously used pony name on a completely different pony. However, this time I'll give it to him because her cutie mark is a snow angel. And also Jolly Lolly, who also looks oddly familiar. Oh, are they supposed to be sisters? I don't know. By 2008, the Core 7 thing had already happened, and Hasbro was just reintroducing the same ponies over and over and over again. So we have the return of Minty, with just a more elaborate cutie mark and no accessory. And they just threw a scarf on Rainbow Dash, and threw a cape on Pinkie Pie, and called it good. This has been the winter-themed ponies edition of My Little Pony History with Cayci. And now on to our episode review.
All right, we just finished watching the episode Apple Family Reunion. What do you think?
I felt like there was a lot of repetitive elements in this episode. I feel like we've seen this before, even from Applejack. So in that regard, I was a little disappointed in that it wasn't something very new and original. However, on a heartwarming note, while I didn't notice the shooting stars that other people did, I did notice the portrait of what looks to be a male and female pony on the wall in their home, and I thought, oh, they have a picture of their parents up on the wall. So that's what I gathered. Sort of looked like, Half Note and Cheerilee, but whatever. As far as the song goes, hoedown music is not to my taste. However, I thought that it was a catchy song and the music was fairly appropriate. So, yeah, mid-range as far as what I liked.
I liked the song. I was really happy that Applejack got an episode, but yeah, it was pretty repetitive. One thing I did like was in the very beginning of the episode, it showed her going to her friends for assistance, for help in setting up the reunion, and that shows growth from, her first major episode back in season 1, where she was refusing to accept help. Help. Don't know what that was. One thing I really did not like about this episode was the return of Babs. I hate her. Okay, no. What is up with her accent? I'm from Philadelphia. I've got cousins in Jersey. My roommate is from Long Island, and we were watching that episode, and we were trying to figure out what that accent was, and it is not any specific, even close to accurate accent. It's like some, I guess, a Canadian actress.
she's so lost.
It's not pleasant to listen to.
It's either. Not, and it's there was elements of a Boston accent. She said "forget about it," which is classic Philly, which kind of pissed me off.
And she's from Manhattan, which doesn't work for any of it.
New York, but it's not New York.
I do not like her as a character, and I hope this is the last we see of her.
This episode was a lot funnier this time around. There's a lot of subtle funniness. I think the best part of the episode, for me anyway, there was two things. One is the inclusion of the Wilhelm scream, which is the classic scream that you hear in every other action movie. That just random, and it's Apple Bloom. She's getting dizzy, and just oh my god, that was too good. I really liked it. The lesson that Applejack learns at the end of the episode was something that I genuinely like, because that's something that you can kind of take to heart. It doesn't matter what you it doesn't matter what you do with your family as long as you spend time with them, kind of deal. It's a pretty important lesson in just life. My biggest issue with the entire episode, there was two things. One, the song, it had a catchy tune, it had a fun melody to it. The lyrics were just incredibly awful. I mean, it's literally the same lyric for the entire song, with a little something sprinkled in between. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, raise this barn, raise this barn. That's the entire song. I mean, it doesn't have more than that. It just felt very lazy, or just kind of they just figured, hey, that's the best we got. My other issue was there's no Pinkie Pie in this episode.
Again with that,
is true.
She's having a rough time this season.
This bothers me profoundly. She might have I lied. She showed up for 30 seconds to sprinkle glitter on Applejack.
Not even, more 4.
And that was,
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, Pinkie Pie, Pinkie. Yeah, and that's all she did. And I was like,
It served her purpose.
Yeah, she had her comedy
It
bit.
wasn't her episode.
Overall, it was a good episode. The song was kind of dry, but, AJ's parents are dead.
We don't know that.
You see them at the
We
end?
don't know that for sure.
They're dead!
But
I want to acknowledge that their existence is final, and they're gone.
that's his opinion.
All right, we would love to hear yours. Drop a comment below. Now it's time for our roundtable discussion.
Welcome everyone to our first roundtable discussion. In this segment, we're going to be covering a number of different topics. Some may be controversial, some may be just some simple thoughts on what's going on around the Brony world. Today, we're going to be discussing a con survival guide with Anime Los Angeles coming up, there's going to be a lot of people who may have never been to a convention, specifically Anime Los Angeles. So as you know, we've been pretty exposed to going to conventions. We've been going to a lot of these things, different types of conventions, anime, comic, pony conventions. We're going to give you guys some of our tips and tricks, kind of like an overall guide as to how to have the best convention experience possible. Who would like to start us off?
Well, I'll go ahead and start it off. The biggest thing that I've heard from a lot of con goers, and even from my own personal experience, is there's something that you really need to take in consideration for planning on every single day that you go. One of the biggest things is, please, every single day that you go, have a food or meal plan ready to go. Yes. You can't survive off of, energy drinks, power bars, and like a granola bar, and then that's your entire day's meal, or something like that. And make sure another big thing is sleep.
Oh my God!
Don't pull the all-nighters.
Don't do what everyone does.
Everyone does that, and then a big thing that you need to be considerate of is you're going to be around people all day, talking to people all day. No one wants to smell your breath all day. No one wants to, smell your bad body odor or whatever. So,
for the love of everyone who attends a convention ever, 3 magical words for you to remember. Take a shower!
Oh my goodness.
With that being said, here's a good, from what I've heard, a really good way to keep those in mind. It's the 4-to-1 rule, 4-2-1 rule. Try to get 4 hours of sleep minimum a night, at least 2 meals every day, and 1 shower a day. Your con experience will be so much better.
And
personally,
it'll be better for everyone else.
Trust me, it's a lot better.
The other thing with planning that kind of goes into it, be prepared for take everything into account. What you're going to be bringing to the convention. If you need to get things signed, make sure you don't forget them. Make a list of things that you brought with you, maybe. Mm-hmm. It's kind of goofy, but you may want to keep an inventory of like what you're bringing, whether it's clothes, collectibles, things that you maybe want to buy. You want to have everything really planned out. If you kind of just wing it or do it last minute, and I've done this before, it's awful. And that includes the hotel, booking for the hotel, getting
oh my gosh, it's so
parking, all of that stuff. It's ridiculous. You want to make sure you have months, if you have the option, have months to plan it out. So that you're ready, and that you get a good experience out of it.
Personally, I really just try to pack light. I don't like having that much stuff on me, and I like having space. I usually walk around with a backpack, but I like having the space to, if I buy something, I can store it on me for a while. So.
They help us.
That's hard for
No one likes carrying handfuls of stuff that you just...
Bags and backpacks are very important.
Bring a backpack.
Do it.
Yeah, you're seeing them holding all this stuff. Like, look what I bought. It's like, no. That's all you see. Giant bags, like We Love Fine gives out those bags when you go to conventions or certain other booths. They have giant bags because they know you're going to get stuff not only from their booth but from others.
And then a note for my fellow cosplayers, sometimes it can kind of ruin your costume having to carry backpacks around, and it's kind of...
It pays to have friends.
It pays to have friends, but also it's not necessarily fair to, let's say, make Justin my bag bitch.
It does.
So, if you're making your own costume, find like a subtle way to add a pocket or like pouches, just a subtle accessory to carry your phone, your car keys, your room key. Basic necessities like that, and it'll make your con experience go so much smoother.
Sorry, another side note on that. Like, let's say you do need someone to hold something, like, because if you have a more advanced costume or something that has, let's say, a mask or has something like with like wings or something bigger on you that makes it you're not as mobile or you have limited eyesight, it's always good to have somebody with you. Always bring somebody with you to hold your stuff with you. Bring water with you, something so that you can survive the con a little easier. Make it so that if you need to take a break, you can go tell somebody.
Less worries, more fun.
Exactly.
That's a good one.
It just
Bring water
makes
too.
everything easier.
Bring water.
Bring water, exactly.
Once again, we hope to see you at ALA. Bye, guys!
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this week's episode. If you enjoyed our roundtable discussion and would like to suggest a topic for next time, be sure to leave a comment below.
And make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Just a reminder, the Brony Clubhouse will be at Anime Los Angeles 2013, January 4th through 6th. If you're attending, come find us and say hi, especially if you're in cosplay. We'd love to see what you got.
This is the Brony Clubhouse Network signing off. See you guys next time.